I'm Alicia Menendez with Simone Sanders-Townsend and Michael Steele here in Washington, D.C. Today, new details about Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, what a witness told the House Ethics Committee about Matt Gaetz and an underage girl. Plus, the right-wing propaganda machine, how it helped Trump win the White House and why it could be a crucial part of his second term. And Democrats' plan to fight Trump's agenda take shape. Congressman Pramila Jayapal joins the conversation. So grab your coffee, settle in. Welcome to the weekend.
Breaking overnight, a woman told the House Ethics Committee that she saw Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, have sex with a minor. Yes. Now, that is according to the woman's lawyer, who told NBC News, quote, "My client testified to the House Ethics Committee that she witnessed Rep. Gaetz having sex with a minor at a house party in Orlando in 2017. Gaetz, who resigned from Congress this week after Trump's announcement, has denied all allegations of sexual misconduct. Now, Gaetz is one of what can only be referred to as several controversial picks from Trump threatening to turn the White House into a taxpayer-funded circus. Again, there's vaccine skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has been tapped to lead Health and Human Services, Fox host Pete Hegseth, who Trump wants as defense secretary, and then there's Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump's pick for director of national intelligence, who's been accused of, quote, traitorous parroting of Russian propaganda, and who has no national intelligence experience. Here at the table with us is Joe Walsh, former Republican congressman from Illinois and a former 2020 Republican presidential candidate. Now, I already had a migraine this morning, a natural migraine from my sinus.
She's working on it.
This read gave me a migraine because this is real.
It is real. Joe, it is very real. It is very real. Donald Trump is leveling up a menagerie of misfits. People that he knows are not competent, capable, intelligent enough to do the jobs that he's giving them. I want to play for you some sound which, for me, crystallizes all of this, and it did so inaugural week 2017 when Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus sat on a stage right here in this city and listed out what the priorities of the then incoming administration was. This is some sound not from then, but from this past Friday from Steve Bannon, who had this to say about what we're witnessing.
We're going to burn some of these institutions down to the ground because you know why? They need to be burned down to the ground.
The deconstruction of the administrative state has been a key calling card for those acolytes around Donald Trump. Donald Trump is probably more or less agnostic in most cases. What's your take on what you're seeing with these potential cabinet secretaries running agencies that affect the health of the American people and the national security of our country?
Assume the worst. Assume the most sinister. In this era of Trump, the last 9 to 10 years, we just haven't used our imagination. Assume the worst. Mike, it's not going to be a circus. This is more dangerous. Donald Trump has convinced millions and millions of Americans that the Justice Department is our enemy. The FBI is our enemy. Our intelligence community is our enemy, this deep state. So this is going to be 4 years of tearing down these institutions, Michael, just like Donald Trump successfully tore down our elections system. Yeah. Same thing.
I'm looking at this big picture, and to me, there are two things to be concerned about. There's the fact that there will be no checks on his power, that he is installing loyalists in a lot of these positions, and the fact that, I mean, at the end of the day, these are bureaucracies. You do need someone who understands the mechanism of simply managing a lot of employees, a big institution. Which piece are you most concerned about? Pick your poison, Joe Walsh.
At least, I think they want these bureaucracies to fail. They want them to break. These people have no business running these departments. But it's...
Do they want that, though, or do they want to reshape it in their image? Like in the case of RFK, right? Is it simply about there's bloat, I want to get rid of some of these people, and I want to fill it up with people who are going to do it my way, which you might very well disagree with.
Which is what he said, though. RFK said that. Like, I want to get these people out that don't believe what I believe in terms of the FDA, the CDC. All these agencies will report to him.
The scientists and experts are the health experts. They are the enemy. This is like a revenge against the Dr. Fauci's when it comes to RFK Jr. But Tulsi Gabbard, the best you can say about her is she's a Putin cheerleader. That's the best you can say. You put her in charge of our intelligence, it's all about revenge for what Russia did in 2016.
You know, I know Tulsi Gabbard. Well, the former Tulsi Gabbard. She, and I say the former because she was an endorser of Senator Sanders in our 2015-2016 campaign, and she resigned from the DNC as a vice chair of the DNC at the time to endorse because, you know, as a vice chair of the party, you could not, you know, play in the party primary. And that person has just transformed into someone else. But she has no national security experience. And I think the best way to describe the job that she's been put up for is like, she's the clearinghouse for all of the intelligence information in the country. Like, you know, we only know that the Russians were connected to these bomb threats. There were no actual bombs, but the bomb threats on Election Day, because the ODNI, working with all the other intelligence agencies, put it out, made it clear, talked to the people on the ground. I just, people should understand there's no 3D chess happening, as one of my ex-followers said. You know, this is
yeah, something smart about any of this.
Yeah, this is what he said he would do.
I was on another network a couple days ago, and I
Don't make us jealous, Joe.
I know.
It's not this early.
I was going to say.
This is my favorite
We keep this seat here for you.
But I literally said the words that if I'm an ally of America's, I'm not sharing my intelligence with America. If I'm France and the UK, I am not sharing my intelligence.
I give
with
them
the